Hi everyone, welcome to the Indian Head Library. Today we're going to make a craft. It's called a popsicle stick lantern. It's going to look something like that. But because Valentine's Day is coming up, I thought we could maybe use reds and pinks and those kinds of colors. But you can do any color you want. So for this project, you will need 16 popsicle sticks. 17 actually, because you need one for the glue, but 16 for the lantern itself. You will need wax paper, white glue or tacky glue. Tacky glue dries quicker. You will need some old crayons in whatever color you want. I've chosen reds and pinks and purples and stuff like that. A pencil sharpener for the crayons. You will need an iron and something to iron on, a cloth or an ironing board. So this craft, if the children are doing it, will need adult supervision with the iron. All right. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to glue your popsicle sticks into 4 squares. So you're going to put glue on each of the corners. And make your square, line it up as best you can there with the edge. And when you're doing this, just make sure that you have a square and that it's not like wonky. Is that a word, wonky? You don't want it to look like that. You want it to be nice and straight up and down. All right, you just eyeball it, but there we go. And you're going to do 4 of these. All right, 1, 2, and 2 more. While you're waiting for your popsicle stick squares to dry, you need to grab about an 18 to 20 inch piece of wax paper and fold it in half lengthwise, like so. And then you can open it back up again. All right. Then you'll need to find your crayons and peel off the paper on the crayons, like so. All right. Piece of hair sticking on there. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take your crayon and your pencil sharpener, and you're going to make pencil shavings, or crayon shavings, I should say, sorry. All over it. Just you're going to have 4 different spots. So it's, you don't have to make Valentine one. You can do any colors you want. Like so. Let's try a red color. Okay. And because it's Valentine's Day, I suppose you could try to arrange them into a heart shape, like so. They're kind of staticky, so it's a little hard sometimes. I'm going to keep going with red. Like so. Okay. It sort of looks like a heart. So what you want to do is you want to do a pattern 4 times. All right. My popsicle stick square is dry, so I'm going to just sort of lay it there. Then the next one, leave space in between, and space in between. Make sure you have enough space that you can fit 4, and you should be able to get all 4 on here. All right. Once you have all 4 done, you're going to fold this over and you're going to press and iron on very low temperature with a cloth over the top, and just press it lightly. It will melt pretty much right away. Now I have my crayon shavings in between my wax paper. I folded it back over. I have it on a tea towel because I'm here at work on the table. I'm going to cover it with another tea towel, like so. And I'm going to go over it on low temperature with the iron. Now, if you made a heart shape, it may not stay that way once the crayons are melted. We're going to find out. They're starting to melt. I'm going to hold it on just a little bit longer. There you go. And the wax paper fuses together, so that makes your lantern window. There. Can you see how it's melting? Not sure if you can see that. Okay, so I have ran my iron over the crayons. I had a cloth on the top, and this is what happens if you don't put a cloth on the top. If you had a pattern, it melted it a lot faster and spread it out. It still looks pretty. With my towel on top, it stayed sort of like a heart. Not really, but kind of. But you also want the wax paper to fuse together. And sometimes when there's a towel over top, it doesn't stick together. So what I've done is I've taken my iron and I'm not touching the crayon. I'm just running it along the top of the wax paper, a little bit along the bottom of the wax paper, just so it fuses the wax paper together. You want to have it kind of fused together. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's stuck together. So after you've done that, you want to measure out your wax paper squares. I've taken one of my popsicle stick squares that is now dry, and I'm just going to go around it like so, and you're going to do that with each of them. All right, and you're going to cut out those squares. After cutting out your squares, you're going to glue them to your popsicle stick square. Now, the side that you glue it on is the inside of your lantern. So take a look and see, do you like that side of the crayon better or that side? Whichever side you like, you want it facing out from where you're gluing it. So take your 4 squares that you've cut out, glue them to your popsicle stick squares, trim them up if you need to. You don't want them hanging off the edges. So now while you have all your squares glued together with your pattern in the center, we want to put the lantern together. Now, they suggested glue, they suggested a glue gun, but if you're doing it with children or even by yourself, it's just a little bit easier. I used duct tape, a nice pink color, and did sort of a hinge style. When you're working by yourself, it's hard to hold it upright and then try to glue it. It can be done if you've got 2 people. So this is the glue gun method. I just glue gunned in the corner, made sure it's at a 45-degree angle. So you can do it that way if you want to. But I did this. All right, so that's, and when you put it together, make sure that there's space in between. If you don't, it won't hinge. All right, so we've got the duct tape all the way around. This is where I might need help, but we'll see on the end. So I ripped the duct tape to fit here, And then I ripped it in half lengthwise, and it's very easy. Just put your fingers there and like so, and it rips really easy. Now I'm on my last one, and I'm going to lay my duct tape down there, and I'm going to fold it up into a square, and hopefully I don't have any help, but I'll see if I can get it around there. Push it down. There we go. And there is my lantern square. It's sort of square anyway. And the last thing you're going to need for your lantern, of course, are candles. Please don't use real candles. You will start a fire. So we've got some of these here. This is a nice bright one. And of course, when it's dark, you can see it a lot better, and it's very pretty. So enjoy making your lanterns. And I do have popsicle sticks. I've got wax paper. If you need any supplies, please let me know, and I'll be glad to give them to you.